So right there, remember how we do it. We're going to go and fix up the skills controller. So first of all, we go to the skills controller in our app. So we locate the controllers file and we go to skills controller. So in skills controller, what we're gonna have is we're looking to make sure that we, instead of books, we have skills. So we have skills controller, and remember that we need to import our skills. So we have the skill model that we created earlier. We need to import it too. So the next thing we're going to look at is to make sure that all occurrences of this, remember we must follow a certain order so that we don't mess up the whole file. All occurrences of book, we're going to change it to skill with double colon, then replace all. Then all occurrences of books, we're going to change it to skills. So everywhere there's books, we're going to change it to skills. And or let's just say book, since we've changed the main ones. Everywhere there is a book, keep your eye here because it will affect this one, but after that every other thing will be cool. So we've changed it. We don't need skill, we just delete it. So as you can see, every other thing is sorted out for us. Then we're going to go to the add function to make sure that it's not a skill, it's going to be its post, because we're expecting a post request. So we have its post, and then the next thing in the edit function where is not its skill, is post. So we are going to make sure that this particular method is an AND. Only the owner of this skill and the admin can delete it. So and greater than 2. So only the owner of this skill and the admin can edit it. So we can do the same thing in the deleting, so that somebody else will not just jump in and do the deletion. So we'll go to the delete and make sure that only the owner of this skill, and the admin can delete it. Alright, so we're going to change this to skill. So probably maybe your version of raw PHP may not have all these tiny little corrections, but in case it does, just make sure you fix it. Okay, so after we've deleted it, we changed it to skill. Change this to skill. So once deletion is done successfully, we're going to be redirected to the user's list of skills. Okay, so this pretty much sorts our problem. So let's go and create a view. We'll go to the list of views. We'll go to view. We'll just say PHP raw make view, and the name of the view must be the name of the table in the database, skills. So this has created the skills for us. So we can just go and see the list of skills by going to our resources, and we check out views, resources, we check out views, skills, and we have index. So that's where we should usually start. So all occurrences of books, book, we change it to skill, and that will solve a lot of problem for us. So now that is done, we are going to change this to capital skill. Okay, we can just say Dave skills. So we just say these guys skills. Okay, that's pretty much cool. And then we have list of skill that we are putting here, and the skill should have, we're going to delete this small aspect of the whole thing. So there's a skill name, and then we have a skill description. Okay, so or what we can, okay, that is cut after 150. So what we can do in subsequent ones is so that we can just have only skill name. But for now, what we have here is that somebody will just click on skill, and it will redirect them to the details of the skill. Okay, so eventually we may need to add projects to this skill. So you have a skill in PHP, then you have projects in PHP. So that's pretty much okay. So we have this, and then what I want to know is why the username is not showing here. So because we wanted to do user. Okay, so if we go to skills controller index, let us see if user is being passed on. Okay, user, then we're gonna change, we have user, so this is supposed to be an ID, because what we're expecting in the routes file is an ID. If we go to the routes file under skills, what we're expecting is an ID, but if we were expecting a user ID, if we chose user ID as the variable, then it would have worked out perfectly for us. So this solves the issue. If we refresh, we should see the details of the user right there. Okay, we're not seeing it, so we'll figure out why we're not seeing it. Get back to our skills table. Skills belong to a user, so let's check. Alright, the issue we were having was in our controller. So if you go to skills controller, go to index, you see that right here we're still expecting the user ID instead of just an ID. You understand? An argument is an ID, not the user ID. Okay, so depending on whether you want to call yours a user ID or an ID, you should just know how to set up yours. So I'm just gonna come here and refresh, and what we have, okay, I did this. I'm just gonna copy this out, these two, because I added it. Then we'll refresh, and this says Jelly Hillary skills. Okay, and then you can add up a new skill. If you check the button to add a new skill in the index, so this is the button to add a new skill. So what we'll do in the next video is to make sure that only admin and the owner of the skill can add a new skill. Alright, thank you very much. See you.